Famous Hollywood actors are sometimes thought of as superstars, but when it comes down to it, they're just humans like everybody else. And just like everybody else, they are subject to fears and phobias that can interfere with their daily lives. We've gathered some of the strangest fears for famous actors like Channing Tatum, Scarlett Johansson, and many more, for our list of 10 popular actors with weird fears and phobias. Enjoy this video and be sure to hit that subscribe button to get brand new Screen Rant content every single day.
That's right. Don't take it too seriously, we're all doing great work.
Channing Tatum and porcelain dolls. If you take a look at Channing Tatum, you'd probably think that he is one macho man who is not afraid of anything. Whether he's dancing in Magic Mike or wrestling in Foxcatcher, Tatum seems to always be playing a seriously jacked up man. But just like Superman, Channing Tatum seems to have his own kryptonite, and for him, it's his crippling fear of porcelain dolls. He says he's totally freaked out by them, and always has terrifying images of them turning their heads around. This fear sounds like the plot of an early 2000s horror movie, that we are sure Tatum would not have wanted to star in. Billy Bob Thornton and old furniture. Billy Bob Thornton is looking pretty old and beat up these days, and his latest acting choices have certainly not been his best. From what we've heard, Thornton can be sort of weird to work with, but the weirdest part about Billy Bob might be his peculiar fears. The Bad Santa actor is, believe it or not, afraid of antique furniture.
Yes, I thought it was very strange too.
He claims that he is spooked by the old furniture and feels like he's unable to breathe around it. His friends have even suggested to him that he had a traumatic experience with some antiques in a former life. On top of that one, Billy Bob Thornton is also afraid of bold colors. Could you imagine what a wreck he would be around a 300-year-old bright red chair? Orlando Bloom and pigs. In the early 2000s, Orlando Bloom was one of the hottest and biggest male stars in Hollywood. With leading roles in both the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Lord of the Rings franchises, it seemed like he could take on anything. Anything except for pigs.
What?
Yes, the swashbuckling, arrow-slinging Orlando Bloom has a serious phobia of pigs. We're not sure where this fear comes from, as pigs are actually some of the smartest and most loving animals on the planet. Bloom has not shared any real insight or background on this fear, and it's definitely one of the weirder ones on our list. Carmen, Electra, and water. Although Pamela Anderson is probably the blonde bombshell that people think of first when it comes to talking about Baywatch, Carmen Electra was right there with her on that beach looking just as good. It turns out that the filming of this was actually very difficult for Electra, as she has a serious fear of water. She has said that water, specifically open water, gives her a real sense of danger, and that being near it can send her into a full-blown panic attack. We haven't heard any specific behind-the-scenes Baywatch stories, but from the sounds of it, it may have been pretty difficult to be on set with Carmen and her aqua fear. Helen Mirren and answering the phone. Helen Mirren's weird fear is actually something that is becoming more and more common these days. As texting becomes more popular, a lot of people seem to be afraid of talking on the phone. As it turns out, the revered actress has had a fear of phone calls for years, and has even publicly shared that she never calls anyone back. She says that phone calls make her feel panicked and uncomfortable. Luckily, she has a team of assistants around her to take those calls for her. Matthew McConaughey and tunnels. In the last few years, Matthew McConaughey has transformed himself from a rom-com hunk to a seriously respected Hollywood actor, with great performances in Dallas Buyers Club, Interstellar, and True Detective. The middle-aged stud seems to have gotten past his goofy typecast, but it sounds like he still has some strange fears he needs to face. McConaughey has let it slip that he has a serious fear of both tunnels and revolving doors. We're guessing this could be considered some type of claustrophobia, but we aren't sure. All we know is that you probably won't catch McConaughey driving a Lincoln through a tunnel. Uma Thurman and claustrophobia. Uma Thurman is as gorgeous as she is badass, and her iconic roles in Tarantino's classics have made her a legend in Hollywood. As it turns out, some of the great acting that she brought to Kill Bill Volume 2 may have been more authentic than people thought. Thurman told the press that her screams were completely real in the scene where she is being buried alive, as this is one of her great fears as a person with claustrophobia. Thurman is brave for facing this fear in the name of her art, and the final product was awesome. We just hope that she wasn't left too traumatized after shooting the scene.
May I have a glass of water, please?
Johnny Depp and Daniel Radcliffe and clowns. Johnny Depp and Daniel Radcliffe are two huge names in Hollywood, who have both played iconic roles in fantastical films. Their shared fear of clowns, although strange, is quite understandable, as we have to agree that clowns can be creepy. Can I just take a moment here to say how good Depp is in Ed Wood? Can I do that? It's a terrific movie, seriously. But I don't understand why he doesn't make them like this anymore. He should really make more movies like this. Anyway. Depp has said that it's the makeup and creepy smiles that get him, which is a bit weird when you consider that that's what a lot of his characters look like in their movies.
Well, nobody's bothered but you.
Edward Scissorhands, Willy Wonka, the Mad Hatter, etc., etc.
It is without doubt the worst pirate I have ever seen.
Woody Allen and everything. Woody Allen is one of the most prolific writers, directors, and actors that Hollywood has ever seen, and the Academy has not been shy to nominate his work year after year. Woody's personal life has always been rather strange, and borderline creepy.
That's the key joke of my adult life in terms of my relationships with women.
So it only seems fitting that the peculiar man would have the longest list of strange fears we've ever seen. Over the years, he's admitted that he is seriously afraid of insects, sunshine, dogs, deer, bright colors, children, heights, small rooms, crowds, cancer, and anywhere except Manhattan. That is a long list of things to avoid, so we can understand why Woody Allen spends so much time cooped up alone.
I can't help it.
They say the most brilliant minds are the strangest ones, and that seems to be the case here.
I mean, no, because I never shower in a public place.
Why not?
Because I don't like to get naked in front of another man.
Scarlett Johansson and birds. ScarJo is one of the most beautiful and sought-after actresses working in Hollywood today. Her recent movie roles range from a superhero spy to a flirtatious artificial intelligence, and everything in between. Not only is Johansson a great actor, she also brings a seriously stunning confidence to each of her movie appearances. But as it turns out, there is one thing that can shake that confidence, and that is birds. That's right, if you're around ScarJo, you better make sure there are no flying and flapping creatures around her, or she may just freak out. She claims that this fear runs in her family, as her uncle also has a serious phobia of birds.
Cut. That's a wrap.
So there's our list of 10 popular actors who have some seriously weird fears and phobias. Which one of these surprised you the most? Are you afraid of any of the stuff on this list? Let us know in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more fun videos like this one. Thanks for watching.